Hello, 101.5 FM.
Sydney Casley Hayford, a member, Occupied Ghana, Republic of Ghana. Chief, good morning.
Good morning, you.
Let's just say.
Oh, kakra.
Nice one, kakra. Me producer say yes, it's yeah, none of who can but say the fry and how pee.
Well, yanko.
Nice one. Wait on a paper call. Yes, Occupied Ghana and run with the statement be about as a moody yaw kakra about the way a Ghana for a treaty can I say COVID-19 safety protocols, especially now no events of course so Ashanti region na say hamo kakra yini komo dia be na masa krata ya ba ase obi edi ho komo yi
you know wohwe ne e koso no a sen na ye ma Sir John na obi atumi koso ne ope no masks, no distancing, nothing. I dream him cry, but obi eko a demonstration na okoye ni civil duty and they must see COVID nti mumma omunko. It's double standards.
Double standards on whose part? From whose part?
It's double standards on the part of the police, double standards on the part of the security agencies, and double standards by government. Ultimately, government has the responsibility because all these agencies is only a government representatives. But it's not fair. There's too much that people take. We there a problem. Who say I buy share baby omo peno na omo relaxing rules no any laws no baby omo peno omo say hey mun do nyesa to me nyesa you know who create defense ewo krom no yeah sure we are going to go back to a point where we'll be here a demonstration now you're on your protester we'll be sustainable a disruptive almost demonstration and we don't want to go there. I will say we are civilized.
And to occupy Ghana more position has got to do with equality and fairness, but and yet adherence to COVID-19 safety protocols, and yet
it is all concerns all the time. It's all about governance. It's about good governance. It's about good protocols and ensuring that whilst we are adhering to the law, all right, and making sure say law people are respecting the law. We are also looking at the import of how the law is being applied. See, it's one thing following the law, but it's another thing also applying the law. And we are concerned with both. We are absolutely sure people are adhered to all of that. So we are not only saying this because it is John or because it is Christ International Church or because it's anything. We are saying this purely because it is about making sure that we have a playing field that to me are operating in the country without fear or favor.
I see. And finally, Occupy Ghana, what do you demand of the government?
Apply the law to everybody, the same. Everybody must be given equal opportunity to operate.
But the last time I checked, it wasn't the government that organized Sir John's funeral. It wasn't the government. Sir
John was an important political figure. of the ruling government. Okay? Of the ruling government. So even if it was the government and individuals actually put the funeral together, the government must have at least, through the police and anybody else, made sure that the law is adhered to. Okay?
All right. What to say? See, Republic of Ghana's Parliament, an unnamed MP has tested positive for COVID-19. So, what you say? How does that make you feel?
That somebody has tested positive?
Yes, one of our MPs, and concerns are growing. Say, yeah, you're careful. How do you feel?
Well, it will be important, say, I will say government was say vaccines na yensakano. Omunye sure so the vaccines don't go sitting on a shelf somewhere and not being used. It's a pity. So we have not discovered and made our own vaccine. We are dependent on the West to send us vaccines which we should apply. That's a shame. I'm sure we could have done it ourselves, and also I'm sure we could have found some way of holding off the COVID. The interesting thing about it is that we haven't really had a COVID outbreak in this country on the levels of what India has gone through. As for what happened in the US, that was just the stubbornness of Donald Trump not to accept that there was a real danger. So that's a different matter. That was man-created. But in other places where there's a surge of the virus through nobody's particular policy, but that's what a true pandemic is. It's a shame. Now, if we are not careful here with the way our health structures are so weak, if this virus starts spreading and it becomes uncontrollable, which it will become if we don't apply the right protocols, we are all going to die in this country. By heart. And that will be a shame. And it will also be a travesty, again, brought on by politics and lack of principle. I'm sorry to hear that somebody, a parliamentarian, has contracted COVID. But there are other people in this country who have contracted COVID. There's nothing so special about a parliamentarian that if one of them has got the COVID virus, it for me, it is nothing but another Ghanaian who has got COVID, and they are in a confined space, so you can see that it will be easy for it to spread. However, parliamentarians, by the nature of their job, are supposed to go out there, talk to their constituents, and come back to report what they have discovered. But you can imagine the number of people who will come to look for them when they are in their constituency. You are open to all kinds of possibilities of attracting the disease. I would have thought that government would prioritize all of those things and make sure that all of them are vaccinated as early as possible, so we can minimize the spread of this virus, because it's dangerous. I have been in hospital for COVID already. I got sick. I was diagnosed positive. I was hospitalized for several weeks. I finally managed to beat it and I came out. So I know what it is like to get the virus.
Yeah.
Well, and you're not afraid. And you're not afraid.
But now we can't come on. And you be the account. Yeah.
Yeah, in what way?
So with your arena, the experience now, how is it feeling like?
Everything depends on the kind of care that you get. If you don't get the right care, then it's a debilitating disease. It makes you boo-boo completely.
Really?
Oh yeah. Untumin home, untumin that, untumin diti. You know. Meanwhile, you can't also control your bowels. You can't control your bowels. You can't control your bladder. And yet, you're a papa cry. It's terrible. But a lot depends on the bakra or show. So, almost to me, show you no more the right treatment, you'll be all right. But that's the one because you can call it the end of the day.
All right. It's a bit too home for Kakana, Ediana, Occupy Ghana, Yadamas, say Brano. The Ecoswa, Musu say, watching a buying Nititu and Nisiso, number 3 in Adunisiso. The Ecos no more than Kutahon, I require. Ever first one Ghana, I said the Epen, that's it, Chief. Some of my mama require me to make a assembly. But you're correct. Correct. Papa. Me Have a good day, sir. Mr. Sidney Casley Hayford. Eddie,